Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. And Jai to Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. And to our whole disciplic succession, the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga. So now it's the middle of Kartik, or almost, yes, it's around the middle of Kartik month, the month of Srimati Radharani, the month which we are to take very careful attention to what we sing, what we say. When we think it is Radharani's month, and we sometimes feel we have a license to say something more about Srimati Radharani, to discuss her pastimes, her activities, her nature, etc. But really, the pastimes of the Lord, the intimate pastimes of the Lord, the very fine pastimes, they are for the actual pure devotees to discuss, those who are residents of that higher plane. And Brahma Samhita gives us a reminder that very, very few people know about Vrindavan proper. Very few people know about Goloka. Goloka Vrindavan is the topmost place of the spiritual world, and we are so far from that it is almost audacity on our part to start to try to give some description of the nature of the fine servitors in that plane. However, there has been a grant, that is that Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada have given us the access to know that that land exists, where there is only pure love, pure affection, and where there is no hatred, envy, greed, anger, lust, all the things of this world, which often are portrayed as being the heroic qualities to have, but which are given in the scripture as the gateways to hell, the gateways to repeated birth and death, and in lower species of life. So we must try to venture into the higher plane, the higher world, with much caution, because that world is very pure, and we know that we are living in the impure world, and our upbringing, our nature, everything about us, it has been conditioned by the impure world. So to deal with the higher subject matters, then that is in the department of the pure souls. As Brahma Samhita, the verse 56, I believe, the very first verse after the Govindam Adi Purusham prayers, as there is recorded that the highest plane, where every step is a dance, every word is a song, where there are millions, unlimited numbers of Lakshmis all serving the one beloved Sri Krishna, where the houses are made of Chintamani stones, wish-fulfilling stones, where the trees are wish-fulfilling trees, water is nectar, sunlight and moonlight are divine ecstasy. So many descriptions are given there. Time is never separated from past and future, even for a moment. Everything is wonderful, nourishing. Everything is supremely perfect. In that plane is known then as Shvetadeep, and very few people know of that land, and they know it as Goloka. So Vrindavan is a very secret place. It is a place which is like a place of fable. We hear something about that land, but we can only safely hear about that land from those who are pure of heart and who really can express something, transmit something of the purity of love divine. So this is the month of Kartik, and we do have extra kirtans in the Kirtan guide, the guide for us for singing the kirtans of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, which means the guide to the kirtans which Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev gave for us, the devotee section, to sing. And so, yes, I know now it is 2010, 15 years since Srila Govinda Maharaj disappeared from the world. And of course longer, 1988, when Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj disappeared from the world. But the standard that they gave is the standard to be kept by us all. and not that they have disappeared and so we can do anything and everything and we can disregard their cautions, their limitation on what we sing. And as Srila Guru Maharaj expressed, it's not that we sing everything, it's not that we hear everything, it's not that we see everything, it's not that we do everything. We need to have restriction in our lives, but healthy restriction for our safety. So we don't eat poison, so we do eat nourishing food, so we can have a safe journey towards the ultimate goal, which after all is eternity and joy, eternal joy. It's a worthwhile goal, no doubt, and so what harm if there are some restrictions on the way of what we hear, what we sing, what we see, what we say, etc., etc. So the month of Kartik, it is a reminder that there is a super wonderful land. We can hear some hint, we can know that such a place of perfection and joy, ecstasy, ever fresh pastimes with the Lord, between the Lord and his devotees, where such a plane exists. And we must keep our feet on the ground and know, as Srila Guru Maharaj said, no amount of imagination can approach that plane. Rather, imagination is imagination. It is illusion. We are imagining. Only descending grace, descending revealed truth will be the solid matter for us. But our imagination can only lead us into illusion. Imagination means illusion, imagining something. Reality is reality. And Srila Guru Maharaj also emphasizes that reality is reality, truth is truth, beauty is beauty, and we must accept this. And so the reality, the beautiful, can reveal himself to us, and we can extend some extra kirtan, some extra thinking in our conduct of our service, that this month of Kartik has connection particularly with the highest quarter, but we will stay within the guidelines that have been given by our masters, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, who is directly giving us Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakha Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj's guidance, who is giving us his masters, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's guidance. And it is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur who has come to give the guidance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form, complete form of Pancha Tattva, means Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita, Sri Gadadhar, Srivas and Srivas Thakur, heading all the devotees, coming in for, called Five Truths, Pancha Tattva. Then Mahaprabhu has come to give the message, the Yuga Dharma, the duty for us all in this age. And he has given guidelines. And all of this is coming down in our present age as the first distributor of Mahaprabhu's pure message around the world, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Coming through him, he has come to show what is the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and come to give us our practical advice in the modern age. And it is he that we have got connection with through our parampara, means those who are the disciples, the followers of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, those who are followers of the followers of Srila Saraswati Thakur, step by step, with this mood of we will be the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. We take the lowest place, not that I must serve the Lord, I will only serve who is very close to the Lord and nobody else. Everywhere within this department of service, however remote that service can be, is most valuable. And indeed, being the servant of the servant of the servant, like this, in such a link, this was the aspiration shown by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the ideal guru, the ideal teacher, the ideal master, spiritual master, to guide us to our home. So the standard for the modern age has been given by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, And why I say for the modern age, because when we read it from 5,000, 10,000 years ago, the purity of the nature of the general populace of society, then we understand we cannot match that. And even 500 years ago, in India, in traditional India, then we see very strong adherence to caste, to the formalities that are expected by the society according to one's birth, activities, etc. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came with Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, Nitai and Gauranga's message, and gave this for everybody. He showed that Vaishnavism is above caste. The devotee can come from any background, from any birth, from any high birth, low, considered high or low birth, considered high or low occupation. But once they understand that we are a servant of the Lord, and a servant of the Lord's servant, like this, then when they come to understand, get proper connection in that current of service, receive the holy name, be initiated into the actual path, the substantial path of devotional service. And initiated means we need to start with a connection with a devotee, so that our activity will be accepted by the Lord. So a servant of the servant of the servant, to connect in the current of service. And so with the proper connection, the proper guidance, then the Vaishnava from any background is considered more than all of the qualifications of birth, etc. in this world. And that standard of what is a Vaishnava, how to behave as a Vaishnava, the guidelines has been given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. That means Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj. And so we cannot just randomly think that this is a special month. We here can read it from various places from the scripture which are translated. So much is translated now from various quarters that, it's the month of Radharani, and that she will accept our service, and then some discussions of Radha and Krishna's Leela, pastimes, etc. But only within a limited way are we allowed to enter within that. And in particular, this is coming in the form of the additional kirtans that are chanted in the temple. And Gurudev, he would very cautiously and carefully and talk about finer pastimes, and he may also be a little selective in who is in the audience when he will be giving such talks about higher pastimes. But with much caution, we will hear about them and from the proper source. And when we hear about them, with much caution, we will think about them or have them in our mind. And really that caution is to know, yes, such a land does exist. I am not there. I'm not qualified to be there. But they must be wonderful, wonderful inhabitants with great fortune. And we can add to that. And we know that we are connected to those wonderful inhabitants through our Guru Parampara. And so we shall behave properly as they have taught us, and they've taught us the behavior, so we can come to such a beautiful, loving, sweet land. And so this month, it is special, but this month with caution will continue. And for the songs, if those of you who are listening and don't know what songs are we referring to, etc., then there is a book called the Kirtan Guide, and it's available on the website of Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Now just celebrated its 30th birthday. It's been for 30 years running, representing Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, the voice of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, of Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj. And on scsmath.com, then on the left side there's a column which has, in smaller but bold writing, books and e-books. Click on that, then go to PDF, click on PDF books, take the choice of PDF books, and there you will find Kirtan guide. If you go down the list and when you click on the picture, then you can download the PDF book. And similarly, there is a website called Kirtan, Kirtan .site, S-I-T-E, kirtan.site, and there you have different languages. Can click the English one and you will find that same book there. And there, just before the index of verses at the back of the book, you will see that there is a guide for the daily programs in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, and a guide for the additional songs, some of the songs that can be sung additionally in the morning and in the evening during the regular practices. And regular practices of devotion are hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, these various activities. And we should try to follow these activities as much as possible. We watched here, I'm in Govinda Farm, where we've just held a retreat festival, by whatever name, for the beginning of Kartik, leading up to Srila Sridhama, Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja Day. And we just held a retreat here. And sometimes we are showing on the large TV screen, means monitor, we are showing from the computer some talks of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and with captions. And we watched a talk from I don't remember the exact date now, but we watched a talk, and maybe 3 times in a row Srila Gurudev is emphasizing, this means Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisandha Govinda Maharaj, emphasizing that we need sadhana. By sadhana we will come into the proper contact, the proper understanding of the spiritual substance. If we only know about sadhana but don't do it, and sadhana means these regular practices of our singing, our reading, etc. When we've got guidance of how to be spiritually nourished every day, then we need to do it. And there maybe 3 times Srila Gurudev is stressing the necessity to have some sadhana, some daily practices of devotional life. And so there in that Kirtan guide, that book, which is at, kirtan.site, then at the very end, or just before the index at the end, there is that listing where you can see what is the daily program, the morning program, evening program, and extra songs that can be sung during the month of Kartik, and on days such as Ekadashi, the passing away of a devotee, the appearance days of devotees, etc. So there is lots of guidance, but we must follow guidance, not only know it, but we must do it. And so anyway, we're happy to share with you, and with this caution, that this month of Kartik, we shall carefully chant any additional songs which are describing the beauty, the intimate pastimes, etc. in Goloka Vrindavan, the topmost place of Hare Krishna, of Radha Krishna's pastimes. So we are greatly fortunate to have clean, pure, honest guidance for our devotional lives. Now let us try to follow nicely, and we are assured of success. In fact, our gurus, our masters, they are the guarantee that what we are doing is real. And our Gurudev Srila Govinda Maharaj said, if it were not real, I would be the first one to leave from here. So please come on the path of reality, the beautiful, the path of sweetness, joy, happiness, and the path to sweetness, joy, and happiness. So the destination is wonderful, the journey is wonderful, but we must keep ourselves protected and nicely proceed under the guidance of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisandha Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rokhok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Navaho Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. All the listeners and viewers who are sharing ki Jai, and Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda, unlimited numbers of devotees everywhere, ki Jai, and our Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda, all the Acharyas, teachers who are coming in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.